Hello friends, welcome back to Mini Minis. My name's Ossie and I got one of these. Battle for Osgiliath, Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth strategy battle game. It's a new box. It's pretty rad. I'm gonna open it up and see what's in it. Give it a little slice. Let's open it up. There's the box. Solid box fart, that's a good start. Nice bit of Elvish around the sides. Dead classy. The boxes are dead classy these days. Let's have a look what we got. I'll move it to the side like this. Move it to the side. It's a big load of plastic. Surprise, surprise. It's a Games Workshop kit. Games Workshop box. Right, you know what? Glasses on. Pow. Here is Faramir, I think. I think that's Faramir. Faramir and Damrod. And Madril. I forget which one we get. Anyway, the new sculpts, boy, do they look good. So if you have a look at like the crispness of the white tree on the chest or the buckles there, that's really incredible. Again, look at the quiver on their back or the vembraces. Look, can you see that? 21. That's the next level of detail. I haven't actually got the Forge World Rangers of Ithilien. It'd be interesting to see how they stack up next to them. Wow, look at this arrowheads. The top of the quiver. Can you get that in focus? That's pretty amazing. Nice bit of masonry, or you can have trees. So you can decide, are they in Osgiliath or are they in Ithilien? Here we, and that's on one sprue, so it's fair to say that that's probably going to be a character series box at some point in the future. Single sprue thing. The same goes for good old beautiful Gothmog. Wow, look at the shield. Okay, that's just jumped out at me. Look at the shield. It's a really nice sculpt. The Warg's face, it's like one of those scary, like weasel things, raccoony things. Horrible. What do I mean? Trash pandas, you know. There's the much talked about mace. He still doesn't have rules for, but you know, it's there. Nice little sword. I mean, really good detail on this. Hey, there's two shields. Yeah, foot and mounted, of course. Two of everything. So some nice bits there. You can, you know, whichever weapon option you don't go with, you can convert up a nice Morannon Orc of some sort. So that's the other new character sprue. Again, you're going to see that as a set on its own. And I mean, if you're an existing player, there's probably stuff in here that you've already got. You know, there's a lot of stuff, but we need a starter set. Every game needs a starter set. It's really important, and this is the best starter set they've ever done. It's I can just say that straight off. Here's some classic Minas Tirith warriors. They don't tend to look fantastic these days. 20 years has passed, well, 19 years since this sprue came out with The Return of the King in cinemas. And you've seen these all before, I'm sure, unless you're a new player, in which case these are the Minas Tirith warriors. They are a little bit small, a little bit static, but good detail on the shields. Faces are solid, and they look great when you paint them up en masse. So you get one sprue of them, and you get one sprue of the Gondor Rangers, which is a newer sprue. I mean, not a great deal newer. It's still probably 15 years old, but it's maybe 14. I think it stands up pretty well. There's a few mold lines over faces. This guy here has one. When they're leaning to the side, you tend to get a bad mold line. But I think they're solid. I think they stand up. I really like this guy, the guy with the funny medieval beard, representing the Battle of Osgiliath we see in the films, where Faramir and his rangers return to Osgiliath and join the defense of the city there, or the failing of the city. On the Mordor side, we've got Morannon orcs. I'm not a huge fan of Morannon orcs, just like conceptually, kind of bougie, better orcs. Just doesn't seem so great to me. I just like loads of basic orcs. That's what I'm into. But they come with nice shields, and there's quite a bit of variety in pose and war gear, how they're all laid out. Quite a fan of that guy, and everyone loves this guy, ugly toad-faced guy. He's a legend. So you get two of them, two of those sprues in the box. And you get a big old troll sprue. Now, the troll sprue, you can make more trolls out of this if you want. You can do some green stuff. You can do some 3D printing, whatever, and get some more troll torsos, because it comes with plenty of arms, weapons, and heads. It's just, the same sprue can be used to make Mordor troll, Isengard troll, with options that the Mordor troll doesn't have, like the shield. Nice head options with the drum troll with his cool drum beaters. It's a good kit. It's not stunning, like it doesn't look necessarily as good as the old metal trolls necessarily, but it is better. It's those metal trolls are a pain to look after, travel around with, etc. So yeah, we needed a plastic troll kit, and it makes sense that it's still being used in kits like this. So that is all the old sprues. The rest of the box is new sprues, because it contains, alongside those new heroes, or those new hero models, this Osgiliath Ruins terrain. And it is super modular. Like, they haven't, with the Rohan terrain, when we first got that, they did a lot of articles and things about how modular it was, and here's some things that our studio have done with it and that kind of thing. They haven't done that with this, but I'm fairly certain it's even more modular, and you can do even more interesting things with it. This is all ruins on this sprue, and then you've got this sprue, which is almost all intact wall and floor sections, which is very interesting, because the floor has flagstones on top of floorboards. So you can see this is an unbroken floor, like that, and that's a broken bit. So you can, if you get enough of this, build towers and buildings that are fully intact, and then also build ruined sections or ruined buildings. It's got this lovely, I don't know what the correct word for that is, detailed edging stone. It's got some great columns and arches for windows. These nice edge pieces. Good solid door. And my plan with this is not to make Osgiliath or really Minas Tirith. I want to make a Minas Tirith army themed around the Tharanost, the north gate of the Ramas Ekor, where Gandalf and Pippin pass through while it's being repaired before the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, and they speak to Ingold. So I want to have Ingold leading a kind of wall defense force, and build some buildings to go along with the gate to the Ramas Ekor, the surrounding wall of Minas Tirith. of the Pelennor Fields, and I think this is going to be great for that. And also, you can use it as I can still use it as Osgiliath or as Minas Tirith interior buildings, but I want to kind of theme it around that and maybe make some towers and do some of the domes. I think I can make my own domes just to sit on top, like the dome buildings we see in Osgiliath, in Minas Tirith, etc. So you get 2 of each of those sprues. I'm going to want a lot more of this, I can tell. I'm a huge fan of Minas Tirith in the books. It's my favourite kind of location, city. It's my favourite city. You know, it's kind of the big city, and I love it. I mean, back in the day when I used to do like MUDs, the kind of text-based online games, used to always be in Minas Tirith back in them on IRC or something. It's fun for the kids. So yeah, doing a Minas Tirith board, that kind of thing, a kind of Pelennor Fields, Ramas, that's a big one for me. I'm super into that and into the architecture of it, and yeah, this just looks really great. It's just the finish of it, like the detailing is so good. Because I mean, the Games Workshop terrain sprues are made in China. They're made of slightly harder plastic. It doesn't always take detail. It doesn't take detail as well as the miniatures, the plastic miniatures do. But I think this is really good. If you look at the wood grain on the door, you know, they're constantly improving. They're constantly improving this, and I think this is along with the Dol Guldur stuff we got, this is pretty next level. I think it's great stuff. So those are new, and we'll be getting them in a separate kit, I'm sure, at some point. I wonder if there'll be any more to it. I mean, they haven't done this with Middle-earth, but with, say, for instance, Necromunda Ash Wastes, they did the box set, the box game, which came with a load of HAB modules. There's one here. Here's one I made earlier. And you got a few of these in the box, but they then, when they released them separately, I can't get that there, they also released a larger HAB module that wasn't in the core box. And I wonder if we might get anything else for this. When they come to release these as a standalone kit, maybe we would get a dome section. Maybe we would get some more details. Probably not. But it is a sort of business model that they've done recently, and I would be up for that. You know, I'd love to see another sprue of something, some extra details. You know, a fountain, a Minas Tirith style fountain, and the domes that can go on the top of the buildings, modular domes or something, or maybe ground floor levels which have more space to move through. So like large open doors, archways and stuff. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Editor's note, they have done this. The Goblin Town box game came with Goblin Town Terrain, but the Goblin Town Terrain box came with an extra sprue of elevated walkway that wasn't in the Goblin Town boxed game. So they have done it before for Middle-earth. Worth knowing. So yeah, I'm super up for that. So you've got these, the terrain sprues. You've got the Gothmog foot and mounted with all the options sprue. And you've got the 3 Rangers of Ithilien, Faramir. I think it's Faramir, Damrod, and Madril. That's who I think it is off the top of my head. But we'll find out in a second, because we'll look at the non-plastic elements of the game. It's the big sheet of paper. Big sheet of paper. It's a traditional Games Workshop thing. It's a sheet of card. It's got the map on the other side. Look, snap. That's nice. That's quite nice. And mine's not knackered. Often you get them and they've served their purpose as protecting the paper elements from the spiky miniatures. But that one looks nice. Ooh, here we go. The book. I think we'll leave the book till last to get into. Here is the Battle of Osgiliath sort of mini book. Assembly guide. Don't forget to take out the plastic inlay, paper inlay thing. Card, it's card. I can't. Why have I forgotten the word card? Bases. Lots of bases. Troll base. Gothmog base. they can go over there. Very excitingly, blue and red dice. All previous Middle-earth strategy battle game Lord of the Rings Hobbit boxes have come with the plain white dice with black pips. These are red and blue. I know. It's pretty exciting. So they'll go in my dice drawer to never be used again. Ooh, there's a nice flexible ruler with a ring of power motif. The one ring thing going on there. That's nice. It's different from the the previous starter box had a Rohan and a Mordor. One of these, but I don't need to. I think that's okay. You can share. It's good to share. Assembly booklet. Damrod, Faramir, Madril. Yep, I got the names right. Sauron's Statthalter Zufus. Sauron's Statthalter bereiten. It's in German as well. Mordor Troll is also Mordor Troll in German, but with a hyphen. They should have run it together into one compound word. And then we've got some guides to the terrain, which I guess shows you how to make a very standard out-the-box version, but I'm pretty sure you can just go wild with it and build whatever you want. But look, you can see here, look, it is modular in a bigger way than the Rohan kit. In that, look, it's really small parts. I mean, you're making up a floor out of a big chunk. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces to make that. What, half a floor? Interesting. Yes, I want lots of this, and that's what it'll look like when it's done and painted very nicely. Gothmog on his super warg. Quite like the super warg. Some people will think it's silly. It's a warg. I mean, it's all silly. Faramir, Damrod, Madril. They look good, don't they? I mean, yeah. They look both like modern new miniatures, but also in keeping with the rest of the range. That's all you can ask for, really, isn't it? Tokens. Bigger than the previous ones, but less of them. I think that's okay. They're probably a bit easier to use at this side. Same sort of thing. I think they're the same. Heroic accuracy, heroic defense. Were they dual language last time? I don't know, but that's fine by me. It's good. I get my kids doing their German homework. Misslingerner Muttest. That's one I didn't know. So here's the scenarios and profiles book. Glossy, thick card. Nice new photography. Scenarios. Okay, so let's flick through. Welcome to Middle Earth. This is your kind of new to the hobby. Here's the things you need. It's pretty simple. So the orcs across the Anduin. 12 warriors, Minas Tirith. 12 Morannon orcs. So it's a nice little one warband each starter scenario. Ambush. This has got the Rangers versus 16 Morannons. The Hunter or the Hunted. The 3 Ranger characters. 12 Rangers Gondor and 12 Warriors versus 24 Morannon Orcs. So not quite all of it, because it hasn't introduced Gothmog until this one. Fall back to Minas Tirith. That's when Gothmog comes. Things are going downhill. So beautiful Gothmog appears with all the Morannon Orcs and a troll. I think this is the full units, the full battle. So it works up over 4 scenarios. It works you up from 1 warband each to the full contents of the box, which I believe is 53 miniatures, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not as hefty as the last box, but it's got more original stuff in it. The only new thing in the Pelennor box was the new Theoden. This has new models on both sides, and a decent complement of existing kits. So here are the Faramir, Madril, Damrod, Warriors and Rangers. So that you can play the game straight out of the box. You don't need to buy the armies of Lord of the Rings or anything like that. So this is pretty good. And yes, he still doesn't have his mace rule. Next steps in your journey, get a supplement. Yeah. Gondor at War. I mean, one of the questions is, will Gondor at War came out of the Pelennor box set. It's the first release after that. Although apparently we were supposed to get a Last Alliance one before that, but I don't know, maybe that's just a rumor. But it made sense at the time. You got a Pelennor Fields box and then Gondor at War supplement. Do we see a supplement that makes sense coming out of this start box? I don't think so. I would love to see one, especially one which dealt with the fiefdoms some more. But I think we're getting a Quest for Erebor or something like that, taking in some missing Hobbit models and giving us the kind of narrative scenarios going right through the film series of the Hobbit, just like we've got the quest for the Quest of the Ringbearer for the Lord of the Rings. Profiles at a glance. That's nice. Nice wound chart. Gameplay summary. This is a nice little, kind of pamphlet. This is an upgrade. The rules manual. Now with Eye of Sauron. Plastic off. Oh, here's a thing I want to check for. How many ribbons has it got? Just the one. I wouldn't mind one with more ribbons in. If anyone's good at binding, you can tell me how to put more ribbons in. I'm always flicking between pages. But there we go. The end papers are still looking nice. Slight recolor, perhaps. Is it new art? Let's just check that. Oh, that's a really frisky looking Orlando Bloom at the Council of Elrond. Nice to just have the new artwork in the book. We've been very familiar with this previous rule book. Let's have a new one. Bit of Ian Holm. Rest in peace. What a legend. Bit of Sauron. Oh, a bit of Jay and Rob. Legends. That's nice. No catalogue models playing the Games Workshop games anymore. It's the real studio guys. And there they are with this actual set. That's really nice and old school. The picture matches the set. Love it. The trolls in there. Yeah, I'm banging to that. It has a real 90s box game kind of feel to it. Oh, look. There's new Elrond as well. I use him as the example, the anatomy of a profile. What you need to play. Now that's something, when we saw the picture of the box set, it seemed as if it had, I think it was possibly this picture, but it seemed almost as if it had a playmat in a new size. But looking at it here, that just looks like probably a 4x4, and there was no playmat in the box, which is fine. There was just a bit of speculation. Would they move to a new size like they have done in 40k AOS, or would they, put in the box a kind of, do you know what I mean, a fold-out piece of card, whatever. No, and that's fine, frankly. Lovely stuff. A code of conduct. Is that new? I think that's new. Never complain about your own bad luck or your opponent's good luck. Yeah, cool. Most important rule. That's all that stuff. Oh, this is nice. The art in here is nice. Basic principles. Bit of Azog. Turn sequence. There's that very green armor looking shot from Fellowship. Nice to say it's all like Lord of the Rings Hobbit imagery dotted around together. For the 3 hunters, this is really nice. So, really nice choices on what they've chosen to illustrate things. I think lots of nice stuff. And even here, look, you see everything's updated. Look, for instance, there's an example using Boromir, Merry and Pippin, and they're the Merry and Pippin that come in the tree beard, the plastic tree beard, the newest versions. All the little details. Oh, look, it's fully over Aragorn. And this is lovely stuff. Again, new plastic 3 hunters Legolas. They've really taken the time to go through and update everything. And it's a lovely job. I mean, you know, some people wanted new rules. I don't want a new edition of the game. I'm really happy with it. It's a 20-year-old game system. It's very mature. It doesn't need. I mean, you could say that about 40k or something, but they inherently have to kind of reinvent themselves. This doesn't have to reinvent itself. It's more like a Blood Bowl or I don't know, Necromunda or something. You know what I mean? A game that's been iterated, but ultimately they kind of got it right the first time. And you know, kudos to Rick Priestley. They're just building on what's there, honing it a bit. We added some complexity, some granularity with the special strikes and that kind of thing, but you know, ultimately it's the same game, and I think that's just fine. We're a relatively happy community of gamers. Whether you're playing competitively, yeah, it has some flaws in the rule set, whatever. If you're really super competitive about it, but let's not reinvent the wheel to fix that. That's actually, you know, for regular play, it's all good. You know, look at that guy. I assume he's from The Hobbit. Courage. Again, it's nice pictures to illustrate. Loads of stuff. There we are. Bit of Gamgee. Oh yeah, this is for sure the best looking one they've done. Lovely shot of the eagles. Props to the layout design guys who've been through and done this. It's super nice. You know, kind of ultimate edition of the game. So get some older models in there. Don't think that photo's been available for a long time. Some newer models. I don't think there's any secret unreleased models hiding in here. Oh, cool Strider. The barrels. Advanced rules. Does it include barrel rules? Oh, look at those eagles. Lovely stuff. This is a real beautiful book. Sieges. Narrative play guide. Open play. Match play. And now one thing that they have changed for this is that instead of including, so they've incorporated the facts and errata from the previous rules book, but they haven't incorporated the extra, whatever it was, 6 or 8 scenarios that were in the match play guide. In fact, they've put less scenarios in here, so the match play guide becomes more essential. And I kind of understand why they've done that, because they've used that space for other things in the book, and yeah, they could have put them all in here, but instead they've made the match play guide more worthwhile. I'm going to pick it up. I've been putting it off forever. It doesn't match my nice hardback books, but I believe the Alliance Matrix is the same. Somebody started some vicious rumors in our WhatsApp group that were not true. Let's just double check. Fairies are canned. Still only Easterlings that are green. Yeah, no Mordor for them, despite them going to war with Mordor quite a bit. All good. Carry on with that. Scenarios. So I think now there's just 6. Domination, to the death, hold ground, destroy the supplies, reconnoiter, and fog of war. Yeah, So the other, what are we up to? 14, 16 are in the match play guide. So now this is the armies of. Is this just pictures? Yeah, just pictures. I was wondering if this was going to have like a new front page, like you get in the supplements of a kind of, this army may contain so and so, so and so, so and so, and this is their army bonus. But no, it's just pictures to get you into it, and that's what is taking up a lot of space in here. I think that's, yeah, all the new ministerial stuff here. So there you've got the three new rangers, and then the two Forge World ones. They do look very matching. I wonder if they were done at the same time. And then we got some real oldies like Bergrond. We need Baragon and Burgil as a box. Yeah, incorporating the plastic Knights of Dol Amroth, the resin Knights of Dol Amroth on foot that came out right around the time of the last rules book was released. Little space for the Wildmen. No big surprises in here, obviously. It's just stuff we already know very well. But they laid it out in a way to really make it appealing to you. Except for maybe Sharky's Rogues, which, well, they look appealing when there's only that many of them. It's just the fact that you have to have a bazillion of them, and they're pretty boring to paint. Oh, the big guy. Example armies. Nick Baton's Rohan. Hey! There's a few editions they've been in now, I think. It's King of Rohan. Jason Lee's Moria. I don't think that's Jason Lee, the pro skater turned comedy actor. Could be, but I don't think so. J. Clear Terrible Reclaimed. Nice. Love his little kind of boxing in on the shields. Looks really nice. Rob Alderman's Goblin Town. And Allies. Allies. Oh, the Trolls. Yeah. Cool, I want to do the 3 Trolls. What's next? Get a supplement book. Good idea. Very nicely there. Oh, pieces on all the supplements. Nice. Defense of the North. Nothing after that. So we're still guessing as to what comes next. It's a link to their website and the book. Good index. Yep. Oh. End. No. The journey doesn't end here. Gandalf, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. That's right. It's a big G. That's nice. It's got the Battle of Osgiliath on the back. That's the box. It's a good price. It's a great set for people just getting into the game. You get the best version of the rules manual there's ever been, a good starter guide, 2 starter armies, some tokens, a ruler, and some nice terrain. If you're an existing player, I still think it's a pretty great box. I mean, if you've got no interest in either the armies or the terrain, then yeah, it's, you're probably not going to get it. The book will be out on its own at some point relatively soon, I'm sure. It's a full hardback book. It's going to replace the existing rules manual, even though it doesn't rewrite that manual. It's just updated and, with lovely new pictures and stuff. I want it because I'm a real sucker for the new terrain and the new box hype and all that kind of thing. And, to buy a new starter box every 4 years is just fine with me. You may not want it, and then that's cool for sure. Like, you don't need it. You know what I mean? There's the miniatures will be available separately. The rules will be available separately. The terrain will be available separately. But it's probably a good price if you want a number of those things. And I think they've done a pretty lovely job with it all. I think it's interesting to have, a new starter box coming out when they don't need a new one. The other one was perfectly serviceable, and it's not like, say, with 40k or something where you get a new starter box, it's all new miniatures, so there's a real selling point for it. It's all new miniatures, and that's the first time you can get them. It's not, but it's, it's 5 new miniatures and new terrain. This is kind of exciting for us. It's a big upgrade on 1 new Theoden, and there was no terrain in that box, was there? So I think it's great for the game. The game is really healthy. I mean, you see the tournaments I've been to in the last few weeks. There's a lot of players. Uh, I think a lot of people came back to it during COVID. I think a lot of people come back to it from 40k when they get disillusioned. I think there's a really solid player base. I mean, one of the problems that Games Workshop may have is that an awful lot of players have been playing it for a long time, and because you don't have the constant replacing of things that 40k has, that you don't necessarily drive sales to those existing players. You kind of, I've got enough to last a lifetime. I mean, I stopped buying it, but other people would have enough to last a lifetime and then stop. They wouldn't be buying new stuff. So it's a tricky market, but I do think Tolkien fans, Lord of the Rings fans, are kind of forever. They're a solid crew to have on board and to sell things to. So production values are up in this compared to the previous box. I mean, the box is lovely, the layout design is lovely. This pamphlet starter book thing is a big improvement. I think that's a really nicely put together thing, rather than a kind of cheapy thing. Even you've got full color printing in the construction booklet. You don't get that for a lot of Games Workshop games now. Like I've had Ash Waste and Kill Team Box this year. They have black and white guides for this stuff. This is pretty monochrome anyway, but it has got color printing at the back, and it's got the color border all the way around. So I feel like we're not getting the bottom of the barrel, the budget version. I think there's an acknowledgement that the Middle Earth is what was the third system, and now, I mean, fourth, because you've got Horus Heresy as well now. So massive thanks to the people who put this together. I think this is a real addition to be proud of. I'm looking forward to finally cranking out a Minas Tirith army and doing this terrain and really leaning into that army, which I love so much in the game. But I mean, I love so much in the books and the film, but I'm not thrilled about painting a million shiny dudes. I did a test model just working on the armor. You can't see it well there, but I wanted to get a bit more contrast, a bit more light and dark, shininess and dark bits. No, that really doesn't do it justice. But just did a base colors basically on that. Wanted to work on the armor. I think I might do this kind of turquoisey blue, but maybe not. Now that I've done it, I'm a bit worried. And I'm going to go lighter colors for the wood. I think that's what I was going to do next. I was going to do Isengard next, but I'm thinking I might do Minas Tirith next. Are you getting the box? Have you got the box? Are you excited about it? I'm excited about it. Are you are you gonna split it with a friend? Are you doing the Mordor? Are you doing Minas Tirith? We're gonna do like a little slow grow in January at a club, and yeah, I think it's got to be. I think I got to do Minas Tirith for that, and finally go for it and beat the boogeyman that is the painting the warriors. If it's your first time coming here, please subscribe. I'm doing more and more videos, and it's fun, and I like it. And I'm gonna do streaming as well. Probably gonna stream putting some of this together. I've made a Discord. I don't know. I've made a Discord for posting stuff where we can all encourage each other's hobby stuff. I'll put the link for that down there. Yeah, join that. Just share some pictures of what you're up to and stuff. Have a chat. Sometimes we'll do video chats or audio chats or whatever. Have painting sessions. Thank you for liking and watching these videos. Really appreciate it. It's wicked. And yeah, enjoy your new box set if you're getting this. Maybe you're getting it for Christmas. That's even better. But I can't wait that long. I just had to rip the plastic off pretty much as soon as I got it home and got the kids to bed. Thanks for watching. Bye.